right, let's go to our next guest, though. We got the Saints' second-year tight end, fresh out of Dayton, one of the highest, greatest run blockers in the entire NFL. Talking about our guy, Adam Trautman. Big shout-out to Jake for setting this up. Adam, what's going on, man? Thanks for waking up with us this morning.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Holding it down on the West Coast, so I know it's a little early for you out there, Adam. Hey, before we get into this, did you ever have a wrestling phase growing up? Do you have a favorite wrestler or anything, as we are ranking the greatest wrestlers of all time here?
Like WWE?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
John Cena.
Okay, there you go, dude. The F5. Can't see me. We have him. We have him in the S tier, Adam. So I think that's good. That's a very solid choice. Let's talk about your first year in the league, because there's a ton to break down. But I want to start here. When you see that the Saints are taking a tight end, a tall receiving tight end out of Dayton, you immediately get excited about the pass catching prospects, and you don't really have much expectation for the other jobs of a tight end. The shocking part, at least outside looking in, Adam, from your rookie year, is like you just weren't good at run blocking. You were dominant, like one of the highest grade in the entire league, at times the highest grade. How in the hell do you go from blocking cats at Dayton to blocking cats in the NFL?
Well, huge credit to Dan Campbell, obviously. Obviously, he's the head coach now with the Detroit, but that dude he was so good at just kind of finding what works best for you and what's going to make you perform on Sundays and, help you in practice and everything like that. So it was kind of just like tailoring everything to my skill set and everything that I could do. I'm not going to get in there. I'm not big 270-pound, like big Y tight end and just going to like grab people and just like walk them and throw them. But, just using my quickness and getting into guys before they can get going. But yeah, huge credit to him. But honestly, the best part for me was going up against Cam and Trey and Marcus Davenport and those guys at camp, because those are some of the best. We had one of the best defensive lines, period, in the NFL, but especially defensive end. And learning what works and what doesn't in the NFL. You can get away, especially at the level I played at in college, with missing with your hands or this or that. But it's so precise in the NFL, and I had my fair share of getting tossed around and getting killed and all that type of stuff in camp. But that was probably one of the best things for me. And then obviously being able to learn from the vets in our group, Josh and Jared and Garrett Griffin and those guys, they were tremendous in helping me improve every single week. So huge credit to those guys too.
And Adam, kind of staying with that same line there, obviously some roster moves were made. And so now, next year's going to look different for you. Like, you did a fantastic job in the run game, but now you're probably going to be asked to do more in the passing game, and you're going to have a big role on this team. And so while I know you're going to miss your teammates, and that's always a tough day, like the Saints have kind of shown you, like, hey, we're counting on you. And I know, just knowing you a little bit personally, that's something that you're going to take and try to thrive in that role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is why you play to, obviously depending on what they do, draft, free agency, all that type of stuff. But this is why you play. You play to get these opportunities to be able to contribute greatly to your team. And huge, like I said, huge credit to those guys. Those guys helped me along the way. They're Josh and Jared are two of the best professionals we had in our entire building, and they'll be missed in the locker room and on the field as well. But I'm doing everything I can, and I'll be ready to take on whatever role they give me. And I know they'll be advanced from last season a little more, but I'll definitely be ready for that.
So it's interesting. You don't quite know exactly outside looking in what's going to happen with Drew Brees, but as a rookie, what was it like walking into a locker room where this man has played almost as long as you've been alive, right? Like if the math is checked out, and all of a sudden, like, you're running routes from him and catching touchdowns from him. I mean, that route against Tampa was a thing of beauty. What was that experience like?
It was awesome. It's funny talking to. So obviously, I walk in there. I'm a 23-year-old rookie, and Drew's over there, 41 years old. It's different because you used to be in a locker room with guys who are like your same age, right? And then you walk in, and one of your Hall of Fame quarterback is 18 years older than you, and it's ridiculous. And he did such a great job. He always has done such a great job. From what I've heard, just with the young guys, and it doesn't matter who you are, if you have a small on the team and you're going to contribute, he's going to help you. But he was terrific. Just letting, he comes into work every single day, and the amount of respect that people have for him. He wants something a certain way, and he likes, these routes a certain way. He's going to let you know, and 10 times out of 10, it's the exact correct way to run it and how it's going to work against this defense, because he's seen everything, every type of coverage, every type of blitz, every type of everything, that defense can throw at you. So, I don't know what's going to happen with him, obviously, but I'm super, super happy that I at least got 1 year with Drew as my quarterback.
And also, there was a period of time, obviously, when Taysom had to fill in for Drew, and Drew was injured. And I'm just always curious, and I've never really asked a Saints player this, like, meeting-wise, what does Taysom do? Like, does Taysom ever come sit in, like, a tight end meeting or a receiver meeting or a running back meeting, or is he strictly in the quarterback room, and does he stay after to learn all these different positions?
Yeah, so obviously we'll go through the personnel groupings and everything like that, but he meets with the quarterbacks. So he'll be in there, because he had to be ready to, go in whenever. And, he did take snaps at quarterbacks in games, even with Drew. So, they teach him his stuff in there and everything. And then he'd come out to practice, and he'd get out there early. And, they teach him everything that he had to do at tight end that week in the quarterback room. But he would come out early to talk to Coach Campbell and just kind of learn what he had to do, and scheme-wise, if he had any questions. But Taysom's very, very smart. So, he never really had a huge learning curve or anything like that, from obviously what I could tell. And he doesn't MA in games or anything like that. So, he's super smart, and obviously we have a lot of trust in him. So, but yeah, he just met with the quarterbacks.
Talking to Adam Trautman, New Orleans Saints tight end, going into his second year in the league here on Off the Bench. And Adam, so you were born in Michigan. I think you went to high school. It says in Elk Rapids, Michigan. Then you go to college at Dayton, Ohio, and now you find yourself down in New Orleans, Louisiana. Did you have any kind of like culture shock type of moments when you came down here?
The humidity, 100%.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, absolutely, it's horrible.
First and foremost, like, I got down there. I had come, and it was funny. I had come from San Diego out here. Actually, I was out here with throwing with Drew, and I came in straight to New Orleans 2 weeks before camp because I was like, I know the humidity and the heat down there is a lot different than anything I've experienced recently. So it's like, I want to get down there a couple weeks early and train in it and all this type of stuff. And the first day I got there, it was 96 degrees and the field was 115. Yeah. And I was walking, and like, I'm getting all my stuff situated for my apartment. So I'm walking outside all the time. I'm getting couches or picking up, furniture and all that. And I am dripping sweat. And I was like, oh my God. Like, that was a huge culture shock. Obviously the food's a lot different. But I love the food down there. It's terrific. I actually grew up in Houston for a while.
Okay.
So I was like 11 years old. So, I mean, I was obviously familiar with the heat and all of that, but, it's not like I haven't experienced it so long. It's not like it carried over.
It's impressive. It's like when you step outside, it feels like you're walking into a wall.
Or another.
Our strength coach, Dan Dalrymple, he described it to me over the summer. He was like, it's like you do your cycle on your dishwasher, and if you open it right when it finishes and you stick your head down there, that's exactly what it feels like outside. And I was like, oh God. So, and it's spot on, because right after he told me that, I did it the next dishwasher cycle, and I was baiting, and I was like, oh no. But no, I love it down there, and obviously I'm excited for, to be able to kind of go around and do more, once COVID, kind of comes to a halt, or
Yeah.
we get the vaccine out and all that type of stuff. So.
Yeah, I remember my first practice in San Diego. It was like 88 degrees. They were having, and this is air quotes, a heat wave in Southern California. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is the best thing. I feel like I could run for days coming from LSU there. So that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, so Adam, you're already out pretty much working, getting ready for next season. Is that what it sounds like? Like, how long did you take off? Because you and I talked about this right after you got drafted. Your rookie season is the longest year of your life because you do not get a break. I mean, you go from playing to, the All-Star games, to prepping for the combine, to the combine, and just pro day, all these things, right? You never truly get a break. So what are you doing right now to make sure you're getting ready for year two?
Yeah, so I took about 3.5 weeks off after the season. And honestly, that's the biggest period of time I've ever taken off after football. I usually used to take just a week or a week and a half. Because, and a lot of times, just because I'll get bored. Like, I won't know what to do with myself, and I'll kind of want to, you start to, you eat kind of crappy for a while, and you're like, man, I feel like horrible almost, like, doing a service to myself. So it's like, I got to get going again. So I took about 3.5 weeks off. And then I came out here to Southern California, in the Irvine, Newport Beach area. It's about 45 minutes south of LA. And this is where I trained pre-draft last year. So there's about 12 of us out here. Like, that's not I'm the only Saints player out here. But yeah, there's about 12 of us, and we all train together, lifting, running. I just started running routes a couple weeks ago, and getting to more skill work after, building back a little bit of my base. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting into it, and we're full speed ahead. And, definitely right now training like we are having OTAs, even though obviously there's rivers out there and everything that we're not. So, yeah, just ramping it up here. But I mean, I'm just doing everything I can right now, trying to add things to my game, talking to certain guys, and get stronger a little bit, get faster, more explosive, quicker, all that type of stuff. So, yeah, full speed ahead right now.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for waking up with us, Adam. Hopefully we can do it again before season starts, obviously. Good call on Cena. And yeah, man, like we said, obviously a lot of Saints fans now zeroed in on you, and so looking forward to whatever comes next. Thank you, though, man. You have a great day.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Adam.
All right, when we get back, we will close out this Friday edition of OTB. So stick around.